G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. In this video we're going to be looking at Bodhi Linux challenge on BigDaddyLinux Live. This is Bodhi Linux featuring the Moksha desktop or the Moksha desktop. A little bit different to a lot of desktops I've used. We have what we call normally a panel at the bottom, but I think in here they call it shelves. Now you can, there's a few little differences you can see here. So if we have a look here, we got shelf. So the shelf settings, you can orientate the shelf wherever you would like to put it. So top left, current position is bottom left. You can change it to the top left and apply that, and it'll end up in the top left. Go back to bottom left. You can right click, I'm right clicking at the moment, you can go to settings and you can go to position or stacking. You can change those, I haven't sort of checked those ones out. You can change the size of the panel. So you can change it there, that's a little bit too much. So it was 32, let's apply that. And position and stacking. Below everything, above everything. So I'm assuming that, so if you go below everything, let's open up a web browser here. Maybe that would be over the top of that. You would have to think. If I maximize that, that's minimized. It's maximize. So I'm not quite sure what that setting does, to be honest. Oh, it's below Windows, below everything. Let's apply that. Okay, that didn't work. Let's close it. So I'm not quite sure what that setting does. There's a lot to discover in this. And that comes with Midori by default. About Midori 0.5.11. Haven't really used Midori much, I must say. Now we've also got applications here. Now besides simple screen recorder, everything else was out of the box. So let's have a quick look. Accessories, ePad, Play on Linux, Calculate, Vim, Xburn, AR&R, Install Release. Let's have a look at that. Closed, okay, something happened with that one. Network connections, printers, Synaptic Package Manager, programming, you got Geary, you got Steam, Blender for graphics, document viewer, ePhoto, Inkscape, LibreOffice Draw and Printer. Internet, you got the Chromium web browser, Midori, Pigeon, Steam, Transmission. Sound and video, you got OpenShot video editor out of the box, Pulse audio volume, simple screen recorder. Like I said, I installed that. VLC, media player and XFburn, full LibreOffice, document viewer, and some system applications there as well. So what I did here is had a look, got favorites here. So if you go to an application, you can, let's go for Office, and let's say Office Calc, right click that, sorry, no, that's wrong. Well, that's a bit weird. So I did somehow, oh, okay, so that's how I did it. So let's do that again. Applications, go to Office. I'm confusing myself a little bit. So I think what I've done here is if I right click that, and you can add to favorites menu, that's the one there. So you right click the window button, and there's got a lot of options on there. So add to favorites menu, and we go to favorites and it'll be in there. So that's how I manage that. Now the other thing is if you want to put, where are we? Let's go to applications again, and if you want to put that as a shortcut on the shelf, Office, just drag that into here. It won't go into here anywhere, but these in amongst these existing ones it does. And then you've got a shortcut there. You can just move it around as you wish. No problem there. So you can see you can move it around. Got some little animations there as well. Got your shutdown button there, so you've got a lot of options there as well. Now the calendar there, there's a few settings on there that you can mess around with. Calendar's very small, I can hardly read that. So I've noticed with Bodhi Linux a lot of things are very minimal, and for me, minimal is not the sort of thing I like. I know some people like minimal, and I think because it runs faster. I just, with my eyes, minimal for me is just, I just struggle with it. And it's probably someone's favourite, but definitely not mine. So, you know, everybody likes something. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as they say. You don't have to like everything, but you just got to appreciate the effort someone puts into it, that's all. So along here we have Midori. I've put that shortcut there. Bodhi App Center. Now the App Center, if we have a look at this, if we go to App Center and scroll down, you can go to the categories here. You got burning software, Brasero and XFburn. So XFburn is already there. Brasero, you can click on that and you could possibly install from there. Now you can also, if we go back to App Center and do a search for, say, Audacity, let's say audio editor, and press enter for search, nothing found. So if we go to terminology, which I've put a shortcut there for, but if you want to find it, you can go to Application System Tools Terminology, and let's have a look there. We do an apt search and Audacity and enter that, and we'll see that we have Audacity pulling in from Ubuntu Bionic. So that's another thing that I need to show you, is the fact that if we go to, can't see any text there, it's a dark text as well on Midori. Just have a quick look at Distrowatch. I don't know what's going on there. Distrowatch. There we go. That's a little bit strange the way that's searched. And we go down to, we've got to actually type distribution name up the top here and put Bodhi, B-O-D-H-I. Bodhi Linux. This is one thing Distrowatch is good for, is to go and find information on a Linux distribution, and you can see that the OS is Linux. It's based on Debian/Ubuntu, so that's why you would have some applications pulling in from the Ubuntu repos. Probably they've got the Ubuntu repos in there. The origin is USA, and it supports 32-bit and 64-bit. It's got the Moksha Enlightenment desktop. Category, interesting, is Chromebooks, desktop, live medium, netbooks, and old computers. So that's probably why a lot of things are minimal, because it probably runs pretty quick on old computers. It's probably not running quick on here. I think my hard drive is getting slower every day, because I think I've ruined it with having too many partitions on it. I have a backup SSD that I've had in my possession for quite a long time, and it may be getting a makeover pretty soon. So if we go back to the App Center again, we've got all these categories here. You can have a look through those. I find it a little bit sparse in the App Center. There's not a huge amount of things in the App Center I've noticed. But you have got the option of pulling in from, like I said, from the Ubuntu repositories. So let's do another app search. KDN Live, I don't know whether they've got that. It's definitely not. Well, let's do that first. Let's go back to the App Center and do a search for KDN Live. And nothing found. So if we go back to here and do an app search, you can see KDN Live is pulling in from Ubuntu Bionic 17.12. We're now up to 19.04, I think it is, something like somewhere around there. It's definitely 19, so that's a fair bit behind there. But it's based on Debian, so that's understandable anyway. You've got an audio button here. You got settings for your audio there, so you can sort all that out. And just if you're playing back something, and this is another thing, if you got no sound. Now I think I moved something to trash. Let me no, I don't think I can pull that one back up. Places, I don't know what's going on there. Trash can. Let's just restore that one.
G'day all, it's Colin from PC
So
TLC,
let's just,
and thanks for joining me.
Let's just mute that. Now if you go to the settings here and you see the VLC, normally, and this happens I think on LXQT or XFC or some desktop like that, it normally defaults. Now this may not happen to everybody, but when I've got a Yeti stereo plugged in, when you're playing back, it automatically chooses the Yeti microphone. So you need to click on this and change it to the built-in audio, and then you can hear your audio. So that's happened on a few distros for me. That has. Also, if you left click on the desktop, you get your menu the same as down here, but it's left click, not right click, which I find a little bit odd. Now we got. So now there's another thing I didn't realize. I've only just discovered that. If you right click, anything that is in your favorite applications shows up. So that is interesting. That's not a bad little deal there, I must say. So right click for your favorites and left click for a complete menu. That's not a bad idea, I must say. And you got shelves. You could probably add a shelf. I'm not gonna do that. You got your wallpaper, picture, Bodhi, that's home folder, so advanced, basic, click on the picture, so I'm not quite sure how that works. Now another thing I've noticed is in the home folder there is no pictures, videos, downloads, documents. All you've got is just a home folder. So I don't know whether there was a selection on install for that or not. I cannot recall. But I find that a bit odd that it doesn't have that, but maybe that's just the way the Moksha desktop is, and make it your own, I suppose. Maybe that's the angle that they come from for that. Now, you've got a system updater. Unfortunately, I've already done an update, but what happens is twice that's happened to me now. When you do a system update, it does get stuck. And this is something someone did mention, I think, in BigDaddyLinux Live. The update gets stuck in the terminal, and if you see it get stuck there after a while, and you'll know because it'll stay on, the same text will be there for a while, and then you just close it. And I've done an update, and actually since that update I haven't checked, so let me do that. Sudo apt update, and that'll just run through that. And yes, it's up to date. So I closed it because it just sat there, just blinking away, waiting to finish off, but it never finished off. So I've actually closed it, but the system is up to date. And I wasn't sure what was going on at first, And when I run the updates, I thought I better do a manual update in the terminal to make sure that the system's up to date, and it was anyway. So just a little bit of a bug there, I would say, and I think it's a known one anyway. So we've got in the corner here, I'm not sure what that is, settings, clipboard, history, and we've also got about operating system here, reset Moksha, so you could probably undo all your changes, about theme, help, about Bodhi Linux, bit of scrolling information there, and then we have here settings and settings panel up the top. So you've got a wallpaper there, but I'm not quite sure how we change this wallpaper picture. So maybe you just got to have a picture there. I don't have a picture, so I'm not sure. Let's just see if we can look for a picture and try that. All right, so what I've done is I've actually downloaded a wallpaper. It's in my home folder there. So let's just check that out. Wallpaper. What was the name of it? Wallpaper Bro. Okay, that's that one there. Let's use that. Let's click on use. Okay, I'll take the defaults at this point and apply. So there we go. So that doesn't look too bad. So that's how you change your wallpaper. I suppose you just got to have a pictures folder or something like that. Application theme. If you open PCman FM, if you change this theme, you'll see that it changes, and apply that. You can see the colors change. So that theme's relating to, I think, like the GTK applications. So that's that one. Now, if you have a look at this, if I center that, you cannot see that the icons are there. If you click on that arrow, then you've got icons. So it's not obvious to start with. It stays there once you open it up, but you wouldn't know it's there, actually. That's a bit of a strange one. So we have got icon selections there. Let's apply that. Okay, so what's changed there? Oh, just the... yeah, these ones down here didn't change, did they? They stayed the same. All right, Moksha flat, Moksha. Let's try that and apply that. Let's try enlightenment again, apply that. Oh, that's pretty much the same as the other one. Fienza, humanity, Ubuntu, mono, dark, apply. Yep, so that's changed. Haven't used that one for a long time. Let's close that. So that's your look. You got the theme. That was application themes. You got theme. There's a couple of themes here. Dark, Moksha green. I won't bother with that. Colors, fonts, borders, transition, scaling, startup. Okay. What was that? Splash screen. Okay. Login screen and all that. Apps. Personal application launchers, iBar applications. I'm not quite sure what that iBar is. Screen lock applications, restart, default application, desktop environment, screen, virtual desktops, blanking, backlight, input, edge bindings, key bindings, mouse bindings, Windows, window display, focus, list menu. So the list goes on and on. Menus, close that. Advanced. So there's a lot to discover here. Files, places, home, desktop. So it's got favorites, but it doesn't have anything else. Launcher. So this menu just keeps going. Settings, extensions, shelves, gadgets, preferences. So pretty much everything that's in the menu too, I would say, but in some sort of setting form. So what can we do here? Create new folder, documents, create new folder, download. So you can create your folders, I suppose, if you wanted to. So you can do that. but they don't have any. You probably have to make a users directory, I think. I don't know if there's one in there. It's normally in the home folder, isn't it? Would have to view hidden users.dirs. No, that would have to be generated or something. I'm not quite sure how that works. Because the icons, when you create them, don't have the little depictions inside the folder there. So there's probably a way of doing that. I'm not quite sure. I know you can generate it. I think I did that in Arch install or something, I think. So I didn't learn much, did I? You can learn, but sometimes you need to go back and check it out, because when you're doing an Arch install, there's so much that goes on anyway. So got a quick launcher here. So take a screenshot. Okay, so we've got the battery here, which I know is 100%, and I can't even read that. I can hardly read that. It's very small. Begin moving gadgets. I was messing around with that. So you can move these things around. You can separate them all. You can move it around. Then you have to put that back there. Yeah, if you touch it too hard, then it swaps it round. You can bump up against it, but not go too far or go around. So if I put that in the center and stop moving gadgets, it'll just, I think it just stays wherever you put it. It just stays wherever you want it. So that is not bad, because you can pretty much customize things wherever you want them on the shelf. You can create some shelves and just put things in anywhere you like, and that to me is not bad at all. So it does have some positives about it, I must say. It's just one of those things where it's a little bit of Linux you'd like to take from another Linux and put it all together as one Linux and say, this is all the things I want. So, but it's not a bad operating system, just minimal, which is not one of my favorites, a minimal desktop like that. I like things to be big and open and wide. So that's Bodhi Linux. Hope you enjoyed the look around. Hope you found it interesting and informative. And thanks for watching.